By the way, it seems the Iranian regime, you laid it out a bit, is more vulnerable right now than it's ever been, at least since the 1980s, the Iran-Iraq war. I mean, there's a clear path to Iran's nuclear sites right now. Hamas and Hezbollah largely smashed. Iran's air defense is taken out a little while ago by the Israeli Air Force. They're very vulnerable right now. It seems like a time for the U.S. and Israel together to push the agenda.
Absolutely. I mean, I think there's no better time than perhaps this coming January to deal with this Islamic regime in Iran. And I want to add one more thing that a lot of people in the U.S. media and the U.S. public maybe don't understand, and that is that the Iranian people are majority against this regime. It is not the same situation as we've seen in Gaza, for example, where you saw polls immediately after October 7th, with Palestinians claiming 80+% supported what Hamas did on October 7th. They voted for Hamas. Don't forget. It was a while ago, of course, not a democratic area we're talking about here, but they did vote for Hamas. They support terrorism. The poll after poll after poll proves this, not biased polls, polls from Arab sources, polls from Pew. They support terrorism, the majority of them, although it has been reduced over time after a year of fighting. Iran is not like this. The majority of the people are against the regime. They want regime change. Before October 7th, we saw the Women Life Freedom protests, which I was very involved with. I actually organized one of the only protests in the Middle East for the people of Iran. Ironic that it's coming from the little Satan, Israel, of course, but that is the Israeli people do stand with the Iranian people. And I think that we also have an opportunity here on the ground in Iran for the people to rise up and actually have a regime change and some kind of revolution inside of Iran. It's not going to be a foreign power, be it Israel or the U.S., that brings about regime change in Iran. It's going to be the people of Iran. And we've actually seen Trump echo that sentiment both before and after the election when it comes to Iran. And Netanyahu, who recently stated that Trump and Netanyahu see eye to eye on the deal with Iran. So clearly, this isn't about forcing a regime change. It's about giving the people of Iran the opportunity to step up and to do something different and to have a different regime in Iran, aided hopefully by strong action, be it sanctions or military, from the United States and from Israel.
Yeah, Emily, about 30 seconds until the break, then we'll bring you right back. The Iranian people, by and large, on average, do not hate Israel. This is a regime problem in Iran.
Not only do they not hate Israel, the Iranian people adore Israel. Yeah. You see the chants in the streets. You see people supporting Israel. You see graffiti supporting Netanyahu and supporting the state of Israel throughout this war. I have never received as many condolences and messages of support as I have after October 7th from Iranians. I have about 70,000 followers inside of Iran who are regularly engaging with me from inside Iran. I also get photos and videos all the time of them walking around Israeli flags that, like, the regime has placed outside of their schools. At football games, they're chanting against the propaganda of the regime, waving Palestinian flags, rolling out busts of Soleimani. You see crowds booing. You see them chanting against that. Nowhere else in the world do you see that, including, unfortunately, the West.
Yeah. Right. That's the subject of your new book, a big part of it, Emily. And by the way, folks, you can also follow Emily Schrader on X, across social media.